So not a dissimilar scenario for me.
Okay.
Come
on, Tom.
I've got to, as every year we go through a process of financial review, where we decide what we're going to do next year. And I've got one particular project I'm particularly keen to make sure we do next year. So that's kind of what I'm going to come and talk about.
Can I just ask, in terms of the positioning of the chairs, is that the distance that you would have?
Probably.
That's fine. I'm just noticing that we're further away than we were before lunch, and that's fine.
They're taller than us.
We're bigger.
I'm not saying that. There might have been a subconscious.
So you're playing Tom Ash again?
I'm the same director, yeah.
Hi Tom.
Phil, good morning, how are you?
Very good, thanks. How are things?
Oh, busy, very busy.
Is anything good at the moment? Or?
Oh, I've got a few projects on the go that are going to make a few fireworks, but no.
I'm sure. So there's one thing I really wanted to talk to you about today. So we've just got this amazing group desktop, we've launched it globally, and I'm keen to do something similar in stores. We've got a lot of disparate kiosk builds out there, lots of business units are developing their own things, and what I'm after is some sort of guidance as to how we can pull it together. I have my own thoughts. What I want to do is basically standardise that build, make it really, really simple, and make it consistent across the business. To do that, I think, about £500,000.
Oh. It's like a long queue of your peers outside my door asking for exactly the same amount.
I'm sure there are. So in my sense, I think there's a huge business benefit to this. At the moment, we've got lots of disparate teams doing different stuff, and I can really see the value in us from an infrastructure team in terms of that consistency and that manageability and keeping costs down. So I'm kind of looking for your opinion on whether you think it's worthwhile, whether you think it's a good idea.
It's not really the right time to be asking for money like that, is it?
I think it's exactly the right time to be asking for money. We've got to do something, otherwise it spirals all out of control. It's a problem I've recognised and something I really, really want to solve.
But is it a priority?
But that's kind of, I don't know what other competing priorities are there for you. So
if you look at the bigger picture, is this a priority?
So in my mind, I think it's one of the key things we need to do. I think it will save us a lot of time.
Saving us time. And what about saving us money?
So I think it will save money as well. I think there's time.
You think we're going to save money? I need more than I think we're going to save money.
Okay, so it definitely will save money.
If it doesn't make money, it needs to save money.
Absolutely. So I think it will save money, and that time we can use elsewhere. So we spend a lot of time reviewing bills, reviewing what people want in the business, and if we provide this common tool to everyone, it's really, really simple for them to engage with us and deliver what they need.
Well, my only problem is I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really, it's not floating my boat, it's not that exciting. I mean, what benefit is the customer going to get down the line from this?
So I think it's all about the customer. This is a kiosk, so they've got something which is customer focused, absolutely in their face, in the stores, something they can use.
And you think it's going to be exciting for them?
I think it's a more interactive experience for them, yeah, I do think it's exciting.
And how's it going to change their experience?
I think they'll be more engaged with the shopping trip. I think, and it's also something that we can leverage globally. Once we've done it, we can knock it out 100, 200, 300, 400, really simply.
I don't think you've got enough to do. Honestly, I think you're getting carried away.
I've got plenty to do, but I can really see the value in this, in the sense of freeing us up to do more. So if we don't do this, we'll get consistently the same thing coming through where people have built it wrong, or they've not built it consistently, we're having to support multiple things. And I think if we can do it properly and really hammer it home and consistent, then we've got a really good platform. We can support the business, we can provide benefit to the customer, and we can really do a great job.
So I pause you there a minute. So what techniques are you using, Phil, and what styles?
I'm trying to be assertive.
Okay.
I'm also trying to do attractiveness as well.
Yeah. And what about techniques?
Techniques. What kind of techniques?
Remind me, think over there.
Vision and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I hopefully rapport and liking, good communication, I hope, and some expertise.
Are you getting where you want to with this?
I don't necessarily think I am.
Is there anything that you could change?
I'm not seeing that I can. So I think I'm going to reach a point very soon where I'm just going to have to walk away from it,
Okay.
plant the seed and come back with something else.
Okay. So just think in the interest of this
Yep,
and this, what we've covered.
yep.
I'm just asking that.
Okay.
So what your usual styles, what you would usually do, is there anything that you could try that will be different for this scenario? You don't have to,
Okay.
but think about how you could use the rest of the time.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool. So, one question I have around this, obviously, if you're not convinced about the benefits, can you at least see some benefits from this at all?
I can see that you've thought about it a lot. I see that there are some benefits long term. I don't see that those benefits are necessarily appropriate at this time in the business.
And in that sense, I guess, when do you think a good time would be? Or is there ever a good time? I don't
Well,
know.
this is the question. Is there ever a good time? I don't know.
Is there anything in your mind?
What's your timescale with this? How long do you think this would take to
So I think we can spin something up within 2 months. Comfortably.
within 2 months?
Yeah.
And are you talking about a trial or what?
So I think within that 2 months we can even trial it and prove the concept.
Okay, and how much would it cost to trial it?
So I think in terms of the trial, probably 25k maximum. In
Okay.
terms of getting the hardware and all the support and the people time.
And do you think you can make any cuts in your budget now that can cover that somewhat?
I think it's going to be difficult given what we have to run, the scale of what we have, but it's something I can certainly go away and look at.
If you can show me areas where you can maybe cut costs
Yep.
for your next budget, then I'm willing to look at doing a trial.
Okay.
But I need evidence. I
Yeah.
have a lot of people asking me for money at the moment, as you know, and it's the best idea wins.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Okay, so how's that?
Actually, okay. I think changing to a curiousness or questioning tactic actually worked pretty well in terms of getting something and making a compromise on my side was quite useful.
Okay.
And I'd go away and then probably planted the seed in terms of what I wanted. And even if I couldn't get that compromise, at least I know there's some degree of buy-in.
Was that? Did that feel different from after? Is there any change?
Just in terms of, I sensed his objectives were you changed. You basically changed your game plan, and you knew that maybe you weren't going to be able to get what you wanted, so it was looking into other areas. But I mean, I really liked your style anyway. I love the way you used rapport, but obviously not too much because I'm a red and it's not going to be, sitting chatting about the wife and kids. But you used, I really liked your kind of, you kept the energy up and you had a lot of vision, a lot of enthusiasm, but you weren't making it sound. It wasn't sort of right. If we don't do this, then it's terrible, or. You were quite realistic about what you were aiming for, and there was almost cheekiness about it, which I liked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this chap would react to a slight cheekiness.
I think you'd probably think it's
but,
all right.
He has a slightly cheeky side. The other guy.
I felt that kind of playfulness
Yes.
was very much in favour.
It was almost like I was talking to Tomasz in that sense, because I would do exactly that.
Yeah.
I would do that cheeky focus,
Yeah.
and just to see how he would react. I thought, yeah, it was good actually. Didn't get exactly what I wanted, but I knew I was never going to. That was the point, I think.
So, in terms of what could you have done differently in hindsight?
So in my head, I think I did the right stuff to start with in terms of the vision and the enthusiasm. I probably could have switched earlier in terms of asking and questioning and getting that sort of curiosity about what else is on the map and what you're thinking, and what you're why. Probably asking a few more questions of why it wasn't necessarily what you wanted to do and what you saw. In my head, I think I could have asked a lot more questions because I think they're all coming at me and I'm batting them all back.
Yeah.
Rather than actually making you do some talking.
Yeah. Do you know Tom's views on group desktop?
Yes.
Does he think it's amazing?
No.
Okay. So, from what I know about Tom, he can pick you up on, like, words if he's feeling pedantic.
Yes.
To start off saying, and that might have been your intention, to start off saying the amazing group desktop, is that likely to trigger him or not? And it might not, but I'm just
So I don't think he would have done. I think it's in terms of, I don't think, yeah, maybe perhaps I may have done.
So I guess it's just thinking about your stakeholder and thinking about the language.
Yeah.
And there was lots I think about. I think, and I'm really pleased that then it was picked up. You think, because actually think,
Exactly.
I think, is not a red kind of phrase that but you got good recovery from that.
Well, I do say I think a lot rather than
It will be, or
Yes.
just phrase it differently. I'll just throw it open to you guys.
One
Keep
thing
them up.
I think you missed, this is picking up what Laura picked up on me. There's two phrases you can use that would help significantly around the vision. Clicks and bricks, build once,
Yes.
building blocks.
I think it's
They
strategy.
are Tom's visions, and this really does align to them, and I think you missed that trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're also visions of Mike Mack as well.
The one thing I thought that would have made it more compelling, because I thought your benefit and your rationale was absolutely spot on. The one thing that was missing for me was you were talking about all this wasted, these inconsistent requests that you're getting at the moment, but you didn't substantiate that with a financial amount.
Yeah.
And I thought if you'd had that, because everything else was substantiated with the financial amount, then you could have quite easily have said, look how much money we're wasting by having to do all these kind of inconsistent builds. But that was...
But I didn't think you sold Tom any benefits, or as many benefits as you could. I didn't feel that there was, as a group, we do this, this and this, we should do this, this and this. I didn't think you were selling the benefits.
There wasn't enough strategy. Yeah.
You came into a customer, you sort of talking about customer benefit. Actually, I think that could have been upfront much earlier in terms of what it actually means for the customer in the current climate, in terms of our vision, where we're at. So, very positively though, I thought the way you started in terms of warmth, smile, engage. Again, I'm interested to know from Tom's point of view whether he could leverage more of that before he went into the problem, or was it appropriate? Just how I landed.
Sorry for the...
Right at the beginning, because it felt as though you sort of already done that bit, tick that box, and then bang straight into outlining what it was. So that transition felt a bit too quick from here.
Yeah.
I think that is Tom. Tom will do that to you.
I think, picking up on what you said about sort of mentioning how much money would be saved, that scarcity and contrast, that's maybe something you could have used a lot more. Sort of say, well, if we don't do this, something else is going to have to be implemented anyway, so we may as well spend the money on this rather than anything else.
Because I could follow everything in what you were saying, and it made perfect sense. The one bit of information I was thinking, well, how much am I going to save then? Because you're telling me how much.
And why does it have to happen now? Why can't we do it in 2 years?
We had the cost, but not. And you explained the benefits. You just didn't substantiate it.
I hadn't really thought about it very much, if I'm honest. I had 5 minutes beforehand.
And it was really interesting in almost right back to back in terms of the service. What was really positive is, absolutely, I think this is the right time to ask for the money.
Yeah,
and then you followed up with, well, I'm not sure about what the priorities are. Well, this is a priority. I thought you could have almost reinforced.
Probably sat back a bit when I could have gone a bit harder.
I wondered if, because you kind of said, I want to ask your help, and then you sort of explained the vision, and you said, I want to ask your help, and it almost felt like you're asking me for help, but then you're not letting me give you any help. And I also wondered if you tied up with the whole benefits and the cost, is could you explain the problem? So start from a problem statement. So,
Yeah.
and then this is my vision to sort it out, and this is why it's going to be great.
Almost like a drawing.
Yeah.
There is this project coming up.
Because I do agree. I think the financial element is a real something.
Detail.
Yeah, but you can't argue.
it's your main
You
argument.
say,
Yeah,
oh,
you
I
can
spent
say why you
500,000
wanna do it.
to save a
You
million.
know, we're getting this
You've got to
many
have an
requests,
argument
and
against
so
it.
you know, and therefore, if we do this, it's going to save us this much money, and then there'll be all these other great value-added benefits as well.
Because unfortunately, with IT, it's very much as land picked up, it's all around saving money rather than making money. We don't directly drive money from what we do.
Cool.
But I thought you were really great at keeping very calm and keeping the atmosphere really good, and you were really good at inserting in a very positive way.
Yeah, I think there's something around resilience there for you that you demonstrate, you show a lot, and that's combined with that cheekiness, which I think does work well with Tom, and I almost wanted to see a little bit of that with you, Ed, because it was quite, and I think you could probably now, you've proved yourself, you can afford to do a little bit more of that, maybe not to the same degree
I think
as Phil.
I'm not as far down the relationship.
No, and that's certainly not saying do that.
And that cheeky and stuff doesn't work with everyone, trust me.
No, I'm not saying it does, but I think that there's something in there around, you know, remember what we're saying about Reds liking a bit of a debate,
I think that's
as long as it's not pushing them in a corner and saying you're wrong, and I'm looking down my nose at you, because that's not going to go well. So it's kind of, it's getting that, it's testing the water a little bit, and actually, you know, I think Tom would quite like
It's
that.
it's like a friendly challenge, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you're
It's-
smiling.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
kind of that's what I like as well. I'd rather someone